What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another movie review. Today we're talking about a new Netflix release movie starring Julia Roberts and Mahershala Ali, Ethan Hawke, and a beautiful young actress by the name of Mahala. No last name, so she's like a new Cher. I kind of like that, no last name. She just like, what's your name? Mahala. M-Y-H-A apostrophe L-A. Mahala? I think I'm saying that right, but she is the baddie of the week for sure. I friggin' loved her in this movie. She was just, every scene she was in, I was like, damn, she's fine, so fine. I loved her. But this movie is a book originally, and it's been adapted to film, and it is crazy. This opening, just the title poster here, this two-lane road, they're in the middle of nowhere with trees, deer, you see a bunch of Teslas flying down the road and all stacking up at the top of the screen there. This released on Netflix December 8th, and let me just say, guys, this one took me for a loop. Like, this one, I was started, and I was like, I have no idea what to expect. I saw a little teaser on Fallon the other day when Julia Roberts was on talking to him about the movie. So I have no idea, truthfully, what this movie was about, but I knew this image here. I knew it was Ethan Hawke and Julia Roberts as the characters together, and Mahershala Ali and his daughter. I thought these two were maybe a couple, but it's a father and daughter on the right and a husband and wife on the left. And it just starts out so crazy. They're like stressed out, so they go, we need a little getaway vacation. I've rented a house way out in the middle of nowhere, and we'll go to the beach, and it'll be a good time. And he's like, okay, yeah, let's go. They go to the beach, and then all of a sudden things start going wrong, and an oil tanker just keeps getting closer and closer to shore, and the little girl like goes, that's getting really close, that's really big. And then the boat just mounts itself right on land. The White Lion here, the oil tanker, just right up on shore, and the family has to run away from the boat so they don't literally get smushed by it. Like, crazy. But they're like, that's the first thing. You're like, what is happening? So the whole movie is just what's happening next, and it keeps you into it, keeps you so engaged. But you're like, what the hell's going on in that boat? So they're all like spooked out, like, why is that happening? Why did the boat like just mount up on shore? And then in the middle of the night, they're at a rented place in the middle of nowhere with no road anywhere near them, no service. And there's a knock at the door, and they answer, and it's Mahershala Ali and this girl, and they're like, who are you? These black people at the door in the middle of the night. One of them's wearing a tuxedo, one of them's in a dress. So clearly they came from somewhere nice, but you're in the middle of the woods, so there's nowhere nice near here. So where are you guys coming from? And then we find out that he is the owner of the house, and this is his house. You're renting it from me. I was supposed to be staying in the city, but I decided to come out here. And she catches him like in lies, and we're not sure what's a lie and what's the truth. So then they start talking more and trying to figure it out. And then they're in the house looking at the TV, and the TV's blue, and it's like things are going wrong. But you can see Mahala over there on the left in that orange dress with the tattoos just poking out on the shoulder, on the arm, on the upper titties. Ooh, she just, I don't know if it was the ink, the skin color, like the tone, like the certain coconut oil brown that I don't know, she's just she's just so freaking beautiful, and I'm obsessed with her. I'm gonna be following this bitch on whatever she does. She's a young actress. She hasn't done very many movies, and I'm telling you, she is going to be in more projects very soon, especially after this one. Is with these juggernauts. Like, she held her own in almost every scene, and she's with Mahershala Ali, Ethan Hawke, and Julia Roberts. Those are like three very well good names in Hollywood. I'm pretty sure maybe even 3 Oscar winners right there. Like, I don't know if Julia has one, but Ethan Hawke has to have one, and I believe Mahershala has one as well. Ethan Hawke's just a gangster. He's got to have one. But here's another picture of Ruth, the character played by Mahala. See at the top there? M-Y-H-A apostrophe L-A. Mahala? Mahala. I think so. But the title of the movie, There's No Going Back to Normal. Leave the world behind. Right? So what are you leaving behind? Right? Like, you're leaving the world behind, but what's the world? Right? So what are you leaving behind? What is this movie about? And, she's this Mahila. She's just so pretty. She's you know, with the curly hair and the glasses and the bathing suit, sitting by the pool. Or just every scene she's talking shit about these white people. I'm like, yeah, I don't trust them white people. But then the white people talking to you, like, I don't trust them black people either. Who are they? But then you start, you know, figuring out more, and you're like, okay, I kind of believe them. I think they're telling the truth. But are they telling the whole truth or just part of the truth? And then Mahershala's character goes out to try and find help, and he starts seeing plane crashes over by the beach, and then a plane crashes and he runs away, and then Julia Roberts takes off with her family, and they take off down, and they're trying to find the expressway, but they pull up and they just see a bunch of cars smashed, and she's like, why are they all white? Why are they all Teslas? Looks in the window and she goes, they're brand new vehicles. So like they're being hacked, things are happening, there's sonar noises coming in, like it's wild. And then she like is on this road. She's like, these are brand new cars. So the self-driving cars are driving down the expressway and slamming into each other. So then she's like, get back in the car. And she backs up out of the way. Another Tesla smashes. She starts pulling out again. Another Tesla smashes. So then she's driving down the road, weaving and bobbing. Nobody's in these other cars, just self-driving Teslas going as fast as they can, smashing into the expressway, clogging up the roads. So like this was all a big plan by whoever is attacking the United States. You know, take down their infrastructures, take down their cell network, take down their transportation, clog the roads, and then eventually, you know, it leads to everyone not knowing who to trust. Information is misinformation, and you know, you have to trust your neighbor. Does your neighbor trust you? And it's all about trusting who you're going to be with, and the people that are all out there are like starting a civil war. So there's gunshots, there's explosions. It just starts, everything starts going crazier and crazier. And you know, we still don't know a lot of information, so they're still trying to find out shit, and shit keeps happening. And you know, they go back to the house, they get drunk. Mahershala and Julia do this terrible dancing, which is just hilarious. And then they wake up the next morning, and there's like this super loud sonar noise that keeps happening, and there's animals, and there's deer showing up in the backyard, and the little girl just wants to watch Friends. It's crazy. But then they have to go to Kevin Bacon's house, which is like the contractor neighbor that's kind of like a prepper, and the son has my worst nightmare happen, where like the noise caused him, he was like kind of sick, wakes up in the morning, and his teeth just start falling out of his head. You know, like that's like my worst nightmare. And this kid's just like sitting there, and I had to like look away because I couldn't just watch him take out his own teeth for like, the scene went on too long. I was like, like looking through it, like, God, this is terrible. But then, you know, it all leads to this little girl. She runs, like, she grabs a bike and runs away, but she really went to the neighbor's house. And then the mom and Ruth are looking for each other, and Mahershala and Ethan Hawke are trying to get medicine from Kevin Bacon for the son, and there's at gunpoint standing, you know. And then Mahershala finally tells the whole truth to Ethan Hawke. Ethan Hawke and Mahershala have to get back to this neighbor's house with the bunker, and then you're there and you're like, why aren't the neighbors in this house with the bunker? And this little girl's in the house eating food, eating snacks, sees a light, goes downstairs, starts up the bunker. There's a bunch of food, and she sees a TV with a whole DVD cabinet, which made me just want to get every part of physical media I could possibly get, you know, and get every DVD and line it up on a wall in a bunker somewhere, just in case you have no television anymore, no Wi-Fi, and you still want to watch shit. She goes down, and the whole movie she wants to watch the final episode of Friends. She goes down to this bunker, finds the DVD cassette tape of the whole series, plugs it in, presses play for the final the final episode. It's the last episode, and you know, it cuts in for a close-up on her face. You never know that life was gonna be this way, you know. And that's the end of the movie. I was like, wow, what a good ending, but it also left me wanting more. Like, I wanted to know what happens next, what happens to Mahershala and them. But then you kind of realize, you're like, wait, maybe they stick together, maybe they end up in this bunker watching movies, but like the whole world, you gotta leave the world behind, and it's just now this family and these two, and they're now either going to be together or they're going to end up killing each other. But either way, this girl finally got to see Friends, and I thought it was a beautiful movie. I thought it was tremendous. I gave it 3.5 out of 5 stars. a 7 out of 10. I think that's a solid score for this movie. But comment below, what did you think of this movie? And I would love to hear from you guys in the comment section below. At me on my other social medias. Links in the description below. Check me out on Letterboxd. See all the movies and movie reviews I've done this year. And I will see you beautiful people in the next video. Peace.